If you own a BMW E90 chassis car, eventually your rear window will break. And by break, I mean that the regulator that actually operates or moves the glass up and down, something on there, well, a plastic part will break. The plastic part that holds the glass that actually moves it up and down will break. And the reason for this video is to prepare you for two things. One, when your regulator breaks, you're most likely not going to have a spare regulator part on hand to swap it out immediately. I mean, even if you decide to take it into a shop and have them do it, okay, well, if you're going to do that, you're probably not going to even watch this video. But if you're watching this, it's because you decided to do it yourself, save yourself some money, and the expensive dealer charges or shop charges, when you could just do this yourself. It's not that hard. There's plenty of videos on site, on YouTube, I mean. And the reason for this is because you want a clamp like this. I put this on to hold the window up, the glass up, until I could order the regulator and for it to come, because it's going to take a few days to come. I mean, you could get it to come the very next day, or if you have a shop that has it, but most likely if you're looking for the best deal, it's going to take you a while to get it. So you want to clamp like that, to clamp along the frame of that regulator that I'm holding now, and that white part actually attaches to the glass, and the cable there is attached to a motor. Well, a motor drives that cable up and down. The cable has to be cut to remove the regulator. But anyways, a piece of plastic on that white part that holds the glass breaks, and when that breaks, it renders the whole window inoperable. So you have to replace that whole thing. And that black long piece of metal is where you should clamp the clamp to hold that white piece up in the closed position. Otherwise, if you depending on where your window breaks, where your window is when that piece of plastic breaks, it could be in the open position. And if that's the case, you're going to have an open window all the time until you could fix the regulator. And so to prevent that, you're going to have to open up the panel and then slide the window up, and then put that clamp that I have in my hand along that black piece to hold the window up. And you'll want that window up for many reasons. And so when I used that clamp, I guess some of the plastic padding had come off. The other thing I want to mention is watch my window. Oh, it just slid down all the way into the door. Luckily, it didn't break. You want to be careful when you're handling that glass so you don't break it, obviously, because then you're going to be in a bigger mess, and it's going to be a bigger pain in the butt to replace, and more expensive, not to mention. But anyways, you want to prevent that from sliding all the way down, because right now I'm struggling to try to get it back up through the weather stripping that's along the bottom edge of that window opening, because there's a bunch of lips that catch the glass when I was trying to push it back up through there. And it's, you're not able to get in there to look at it, and it's hard to, pry it open with your fingers, and with your other hand try to lift the glass through there. So eventually I got my pry tool in there. Right now it's facing the wrong direction, because you kind of want to use it to guide the glass in between the weather stripping. And eventually I figured it out, and I put the pry tool in the other way, so that when I slide the glass up, it'll be guided by that pry tool through the weather stripping, and then I can push it all the way up through. So those are two tips I wanted to share. Have a clamp ready if your regulator breaks, and have a pry tool too. But before even that, don't let your glass slide all the way through the door. All right, if that was helpful, click like and subscribe for more content.